Stand by. The program will begin soon.
An example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are married because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Canis Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh. Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentler tone.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And finally they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive part, whether he can issue The president's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would
can't?
Be a gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse. A presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a pardon
this.
also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that
the
committee?
seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama-Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to out and out deny anything. That's the weird.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly
The
concerned about his own
audacity!
criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family member.
Select a Boy asks, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Havocado Stably, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Trump has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician, has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who if we were 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can make it.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about. And even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Night.
LFG, baby. Yeah, that was kind of loud. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It is Friday, right? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel, where maybe some people just leave the animals alone. This dummy. Anyway, I don't know why I chose that as the headliner today, because it's Friday, Free for All Friday, Friday Q&A, everything that we do on Friday. And just a reminder, a week from Monday is the 1500th episode. I'm going to start promoting the hell out of that next week and asking my friends to join us from all over the world. And we'll probably do open mic day. That's kind of that's the plan. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. Because I got rid of StreamYard. Although maybe I'll just pay for StreamYard for 1 month to be able to do one more Friday open mic Friday, whatever. We can do it. Maybe we can do it through Spaces, but I think I know StreamYard's works and Spaces doesn't, and Streamlabs is not that great for it. So we'll figure it out. But a week from Monday, 1,500 episodes of this thing that I've been doing for my handful of friends that come here every day. And I appreciate you more than you know. You're the reason I do the show, because you make me feel like dancing. I want to dance the night away. Okay, that's not it. That just popped into my head. Who did that song? Was that Leo Sayer? That's you make me feel like dancing. I want to dance the night away. You make me feel like dancing. That song? Remember that song? I think it was Leo Sayer, isn't it? Somebody will know. Anyway, so hope you all are having a great Friday morning. Let's get into the show by saying hello to the peeps, like Mrs. Hayes just did down there. First in the chat today, even before I got here, amazing, Mr. Avocado Diablo gets the bell. And then some. Couldn't believe you got in there before I did, because I was like, I didn't dilly-dally, and this actually worked for a change, and it popped up right away, and I'm like, oh, how the hell did he beat me here? It was amazing. So you are just, you are ready, Freddy. Also, good morning, Kara Soldier, what's up? Mike Savage, Blarg Tire, Alexander, the Scourge is here. Good morning. Good morning, Resolute Germ. Renee Mayette, what's up? JB's in the house. Lord Stanhope. Tyler F. K. Shaw, what up, Kirsten? Good morning also to Anon, 1, 2, 3. Also, Johnny Boomer Tech is, of course, here because he's here every day. Good morning, Shrapnel, what's up? And Mrs. Hayes is in my chat. And that's everybody that's even bothered to say hello. So good. And it is Friday Q&A. You can see the thing up there at the top of the chat. Where there's a chat over there or down there, wherever your chat is. It's Friday Q&A. You can click that and ask me anything. Serious questions, silly questions, questions that make me go, what the fuck? Like AD does. Anyway, so yeah, it's Friday Q&A. That's what we do. And so shall we get the show started? Shall we do some other stuff now? Should we get some news, or just things that that are on my mind, or things I want to talk about? Yeah, let's do that. Papa was a Rolling Stone. What? Leo Sayer was a better singer than who? Oh, than Frankie Valli? Or who? Better than who? I don't know who you're better than me? Well, that's not my range, so I got to sing in that weird falsetto to do that. Anyway, and I'm not sure why you put Papa Roach as a Rolling Stone, but that might be one of the greatest hits of the 60s, if you ask me. It was the 3rd of September, the day I'll always remember. Yes, I did. 'Cause that was the day that my daddy died. Anyway, Shall we move on? Let's get into the show. First things first. Today is Pi Day. I see people putting Happy Pi Day in the chat. And my favorite meme for Pi Day was this one from a Simpsons meme. Pi Day is just a fake holiday created by math companies to sell more math. I think that's hilarious. Redheaded Libertarian did a Pi Day. She's baking a pie or something. What the hell is that? Oh, she's making a giant pizza or some kind of shit. But anyway, people celebrate Pi Day by baking pies, even though it has nothing to do with pies. 314, if you don't get the joke. Good morning, Lewis. What's up? Welcome back. Yeah, so wait a minute. Unvaccinated, ready to talk politics. Well, that's fabulous. So anyway, Happy Pi Day. There's the pie that we really are celebrating, and that's really all I got to say about that. Not only is it pi as in 3.14, and then you extend that number out till forever, but it's also 314 Day. Now, if you don't know what 314 Day, it is something they celebrate in St. Louis, as in I live in the 314 area code. So happy 314 Day to all my St. Louisianians. I don't even know what do you call a St. Louisianian? Someone from St. Louis. A St. Louisan, a saint, a something. Anyway, if you happen to be anywhere near St. Louis, happy 314 Day. Congratulations. It's your day. Moving on. Oh, wait, why is this? Also, though, now I found this interesting when I saw this. Holly, now I don't know here, let me see if I can look up what Holly is. It's the festival in India where they throw the, dye dust on everybody in different colors. What? Here, let's see what this says. Let's look at this. What is Holly? Let's see what this is. Okay, here it is. Holly. Let's see. Holly is a Hindu festival. Okay. Here, let's put it over here by Holly because today is Holly too. And well, I'm gonna assume that it was a while ago in India because isn't India way ahead of us time wise? I want to sign up for this shit. Here we go. Okay, here's Holly. Holly is the Hindu festival, it's a festival of colors. It is a fascinating cultural religious celebration that encompasses much more than just throwing colored dye into the air. In this article, you'll learn some of the general Holly festival information and facts and get a glimpse into the rich religious traditions behind the celebration. So anyway, what's it celebrated for? Okay, it's a Hindu festival that has been celebrated since ancient times. The Holly festival has celebrated as a way to welcome in spring. It is also seen as a new beginning where people can release all their inhibitions. Oh yeah. They can release all their inhibitions. and start fresh. It is said during the Holly festival that gods turn a blind eye while you're losing all your inhibitions. And it's one of the few times extremely devout Hindus allow themselves to let loose. They open up and enjoy each other's company, take time to dance and party, and throw their cultural norms to the side. On the first day of the festival, a bonfire is lit to symbolically burn away all the bad and give way to the colorful and bright, vibrant new future. So anyway, if you want to learn more, there'll be a link to that. So anyway, now what I found interesting about this though, it must have reset. So when look, here it is. And so this is how X celebrates it. And I came on here to see, I expect to see a bunch of Indian people. And the first handful of people I saw were a bunch of white people. I'm like, wait a minute. Are these white people culturally appropriating Holy? I don't know what it's called. They bathe and use toilets. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Anyway, so this guy, Shane Watson, happy Holy or Holly, whatever they call it, day. My friends, it is such a fun time to be in India to celebrate a very special day. So at least they were in India doing it. And then somebody made the splashes of color brighten your life with laughter, love, joy, and unforgettable memories. Now, this guy has a name that might be Indian. I'm not sure. But I kept seeing all these like whitish looking people on here doing some Holi stuff. But now then we get some Indians. But so it's the Festival of Colors, Happy Holi or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. So there you go. Happy Holi. All right, moving on. Now, and also the celebrity birthday, unfortunately, the late and great Quincy Jones, one of the great music producers of the 20th and some 21st century. Today on March 14th, 2025, fans and music enthusiasts worldwide are celebrating what would have been the 92nd birthday of the legendary Quincy Jones, who passed away November 3rd, 2024. Known for his extensive contributions to music and as a record producer, conductor, arranger, composer, musician, Jones worked with icons like Michael Jackson and Frank Sinatra, producing hits such as "We Are the World, We Are the Children, We Are the One to Make a Brighter Day, So Let's Start Giving. There's a choice we'll make." Okay, I'm not going to do the whole song. I can do that whole song. In fact, when I was in college teaching cheerleading camps in the summer, that was one of the shticks that me and my good friend Joel used to do. We'd put on We Are the World and do all the parts and their various voices. Not greatly, but enough. Anyway, so his career, which spanned over 7 decades, more about me, right? Earned him 80 Grammy nominations and 28 Grammy wins. Quincy Jones, 28 freaking Grammys for someone who doesn't swing. Doesn't swing. Oh, not swing? Oh, I didn't hit the button. Anyway, he has 28 Grammys and 80 nominations. Amazing. Making him one of the most awarded artists in Grammy history. He is also the first African-American to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song and posthumously received an honorary Oscar. Tributes highlight his influence in jazz, his collaborations, and his impact on both music, film, and commemorating his legend on this significant day. So, happy birthday to the late, great Quincy Jones. Amazing, just amazing part of American music. So, pretty cool, huh? All right, next we got, let's see, are we getting into some serious stuff now? Oh, let's just talk about the name of the show. Put the Wombat Down. So, let me just say something first of all. And I put it in the description. Maybe you read the description. Maybe you didn't. Most people don't. But if you're in another country or even in your own country, it is highly, highly, highly recommended that you leave the wildlife alone. You leave the wildlife alone. Okay? So, and I came across this U.S. influencer, Sam Jones, known for her social media activities, was filmed taking a baby wombat from its mother in Australia. And people are pissed off, especially Australian officials who are considering getting her out, kicking her ass out of the country. Hello, Special Cat Asset, my on the honorable mention list of favorite Canadians. So yeah, so here's how it's described by one person on X, the app formerly on Twitter. Dirty scumbag American influencer Sam Jones steals a baby wombat from its distressed mother in Australia for a TikTok video. Now faces deportation. Good, kick her ass out. But here's the other thing. Now, I'm not all that familiar with wombats. I don't know if a wombat, a mama wombat, you mess with this kid if it'll fuck you up. I thought wombats are pretty afraid of humans, but so this is what this dumbass did. Let me find the look, the only reason I'm playing this is an example of what not to do when you see a wild animal. Especially a baby wild animal. This dumbass, I mean, this is why people are pissed.
Just caught a baby wombat.
and she's running with it from its mother, and the mother's chasing her. And hey, Sam, put the wombat down. And it's obviously in distress. I mean, come on.
Okay, Mama's right there.
Yeah, Mama's coming here to kick your ass. Gonna bite your ankles or some shit. I wish she would have done it to a kangaroo, because a kangaroo will fuck you up. I'm just saying. Go try to steal a baby. Go try to catch a baby kangaroo and take it from its mother. That kangaroo will beat the crap out of you, and she deserves it. This is so stupid. And the other thing too, can wombats
caught a baby wombat?
Can wombats even fly? Edie, come on, man. Anyway, another good point about this. Okay, now we don't know how wombats will react to this, but James Woods, the actor, makes a good point. Often, if a human touches a bird or animal, a mother then may reject it, costing the creature its life. These influencers, he says they're awful. No, they're dumb shits. Don't do it. Do not touch wildlife. Leave them alone. Unless you're like an animal conservation person and it's an injured wildlife or some shit, leave the wombats alone. God, it's so stupid. All right, let me, I gotta make a little adjustment here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I don't know why my camera keeps doing this, but I'll fix it. And give me a second. This is annoying. Why does this do this every time? There, that should be better. Okay. All right. Oh, now I look like Donald Trump. I'm so orange. Hang on. What the hell's going on with this? I wish the settings would just stay set. It's very annoying. Okay, here, let's fix this. And, oh, I know, we can take the saturation down. There we go. There we go. Now I look like a normal me. That's what I actually look like. I'm brown. I'm golden brown. I'm not orange. Motherfuckers. Okay. Enough about wombats. What else is on deck? Oh, Kennedy Center is trending. And the Kennedy Center is trending. But because apparently a bunch of people, J.D. Vance went to an event at the Kennedy Center, and a bunch of, people in the audience decides to boo him, and all the lefties are all excited. Hey, they booed J.D. Vance. We never saw Kamala Harris get booed. Yeah, I've seen Joe Biden get heckled. F Joe Biden and all that shit. But anyway, here's the scene. He came in and sat down.
Kill that light!
Come on, guys. Y'all just... Okay, well, way to show some class, Democrats. Whatever. So anyway, that's why Kennedy Center is trending, and it's funny. Not only did Democrats raid the public purse to fund the Kennedy Center, stuffing it with their own people and million-dollar salaries, but they also ensured that it was an exclusive club for their own people, which is why they're outraged when J.D. Vance shows up. He just came to see a fucking concert. Leave him alone. But I don't care. If you want to boo J.D. Vance, boo J.D. Vance. And it's like this was huge news on X. J.D. Vance booed at the Kennedy Center, but I bet he quite enjoyed the performance. They put Donald Trump as the director. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, this is a great meme. Look at this. This is hilarious. Oh my. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That gets a separate link today. Sorry, it has to. That's one to share. Oh, because that's what the audience booing That's what the audience booing Donald Trump looks like to me. Oh my gosh. And because the only reason I saw this is because one of the Krasensteins tweeted it out. And I'm like, oh, gee, because that matters. That is hilarious. Holy shit. Okay. So you can share that one later. All right. Moving on. Also, Canadians. Is that what I wanted to put for that? I didn't want that. Oh, Justin Trudeau is gone. Canadians? Oh, that's what I thought. I thought for sure that would be your reaction. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has resigned officially after nearly a decade in office, marking the end of his term with a farewell to Canada. Mark Carney, an economist and banker extraordinaire from many different countries, and former central banker, has won the leadership race within the Liberal Party, setting the stage for his transition to Canada's new prime minister. This change comes at a time when Canada faces tensions with the United States, highlighting the challenges that Carney will inherit. Well, Canadians, do you miss him yet? I'm just curious. Now, Pierre Poilievre says, was talking about this. Canadian media are silent while Carney refuses to answer their questions. The Telegraph is telling the truth about his disastrous time in the UK. Oh, what? The Telegraph says the years Carney spent running the Bank of England were characterized by stagnant growth, stalled living standards, and declining productivity. So are we just going to get more of the same from Carney or worse? Oh, special can't ask it. Carney is worse. And the Canadians should weigh in on this. So anyway, the Governor Trudeau is officially gone. Out with the old and in with the same old. So Carney's not any better. So good luck, Canadians. I feel for you. I feel for you. Okay, who did the better version? Shaka Khan or Prince? Just a question. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, Chuck, the schmarmy prick Schumer from New York, is in a little bit of hot water, and not because of, his normal bullshit, but because Democrats are mad at him and Never Trumpers are mad at him. Now, why might that be? Why might that be? Well, Chuck Schumer has decided to back the House continuing resolution, and Democrats are split on the vote. They might pass that Republican continuing resolution. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has announced his support for a continuing resolution that was passed by the House of Representatives, marking a significant legislative development. This continuing resolution has been contentious, with strong opposition from several Democratic senators like Mark Kelly, Chris Murphy, Adam Schiff, the watermelon head pencil-necked one, who view it as an extension of the Biden administration's spending agenda and potential overreach by the executive branch. The continuing resolution extends current spending levels and policies, which has led to accusations of political maneuvering from both sides of the aisle. Well, look, because the Trump administration isn't going to keep spending all that money, but it's fascinating that Chuck Schumer has decided to go along with it, because they were going to. Here's was going to happen. The Senate was not going to allow this to go through. They were going to say, well, they still may not. Who knows? But Chuck knows that there is no way you would be able to blame Republicans for this government shutdown, because the Democrats wanted to shut down the government and then try to blame it on the Republicans for not doing, we need some bipartisan legislation. Hey, bitches, Republicans won. They are in charge of everything. So anything that's shut down, any obstruction, would clearly be from the Democrats, no matter how you tried to spin it. So, but here's the problem. All of the the Democratic influencers are just pissed off at Chuck Schumer. For example, Ron Filipkowski he's one of those Midas Touch motherfuckers, right? He's the editor-in-chief of Midas Touch. He says, let's face it, Schumer has been terrible even before this. It is time for new leadership. He isn't the person for this moment in history, and the longer he clings to power, the worse off we all are. Well, first of all, I get I get nervous when Chuck Schumer starts agreeing with shit. I just do, because I don't necessarily want to be on the same side as Chuck the smarmy prick from New York Schumer anytime at all. And even Thomas Massey says, and I was right. It was all performative. Of course, Schumer is always going to go for the continuation of the Biden-Schumer-Johnson 2024 spending agenda for the first 9 months of Trump's presidency, because that's what it is. It's just a continuation until they can actually write some bills that they're going to have to pass for their budget, right? So anyway, Charlie Kirk put the, here is Chuck the smarmy prick from New York Schumer, speaking on this matter here. Let's see, go full screen here. There we go. Chuck the smarmy prick from New York Schumer.
It's a Hobson's choice. Either proceed with the bill before us or risk Donald Trump throwing America into the chaos of a shutdown.
See what he did there? The shutdown would not be because of Donald Trump. If there was a shutdown, it was because Democrats refused to pass this CR. And I'm not a fan of CR, but look, they need to. They need to. If they pass this continuing resolution and then they don't come up with 12 spending bills like they're supposed to by September, I'm done with these motherfuckers. I'm done with all of them. Let Trump pretend that he has a line item veto just by how he spends money. I don't care, because they need to come up with actual spending bills and they need to balance the budget. And I think that's what Trump is going for. And that's why he has this Doge looking at everything. Oh, also, did you hear that the Congressional Budget Office, not Doge, but the Congressional Budget Office has been also auditing the United States of America. And apparently, they have found $600 billion. Yes, I said $600 billion in potential fraud in some of the entitlement programs. Not Doge. Now, $600 billion, isn't that about 10% of our entire budget, like $6 trillion budget? And it's been going on for years. You mean to tell me that we've been paying out some shit, $600 billion a year for shit that shouldn't have been paid out? That's pretty amazing. That's not even Doge finding that shit. And a lot of it was in Medicare and Medicaid fraud. Huh. Fascinating. I gotta find this clip from Barack Obama about this too. I'll play that at the end before I do Friday Q&A. So anyway, Chuck the smarmy prick from whatever.
This, in my view, is no choice at all.
Huh.
While the CR bill is very bad.
Very bad how? It continues what you motherfuckers put together the last time you did a continuing resolution. It's not bad how, Chuck? They're all lying about it. That's the problem.
The potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse.
Oh, we've done it before,
for sure,
Chuck. We've done it before.
The Republican bill is a terrible option.
Is it, though?
It is not a clean CR.
How is it not clean?
It is deep.
It has no earmarks, has no new spending. It has nothing in it. It is a clean, it's a rare clean resolution. Now, they go into reconciliation. It looks like they're not. Well, he's want to pass the Republican ones. There wouldn't be reconciliation. If the Senate put together a separate bill, then they'd have to reconcile them, and that's where you start getting all the fucking earmarks they try to throw in there. But this one has done so far. It's only 99 pages. Half these budget bills, like those omnibuses, wasn't the one like they had one that was 1,800 pages long, and they had one day to vote on it because no one even had time to look at it. The last one was 1,400 pages long. Literally, the night before they had to vote on it is when they got the bill. You have to pass it to find out what's in it. You know? So anyway, I can't understand. This is the one that Mike Johnson, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden is basically the budget that they had, and he's saying it's terrible. Huh?
Deeply partisan. It doesn't address far too many of this country's needs. But I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. And before I explain why,
okay, I don't care. I don't care. He's signing on to it, and people on his side are pissed. So, and all the other Democrats have, put out their little post. Oh, I cannot vote. This is Mark Kelly. I cannot vote for the Republican plan to give unchecked power to Donald Trump or Elon Musk. What are you talking about? That's not what the continuing resolution does. Senator Raphael Warnock. Here's why I will be voting no on the partisan funding bill. Someone here, though, they're talking, but some people are so mad, and this would be fucking hilarious. They are talking about trying to primary Chuck Schumer with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I think she might try to do it. I bet she might try to do it. Adam Schiff's going to vote no. I'll come back to Adam Schiff later. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, there's a couple links here about Schumer doing that. And in fact, the New York Post says Chuck Schumer caves, won't vote to block the GOP plan to avert a government shutdown in a dramatic U-turn. So there you go. Chuck the smarmy prick Schumer. I said I'd get to Adam Schiff. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico. I think you sent me this one, didn't you? Didn't you send me? Who sent me this? I think it was you. Anyway, either you or Swamp Fox Ghost. Adam Schiff decided to make a cringy video talking about why he's going to not support the bill. Because Adam Schiff says he's not the smarmy prick from New York. He's just a prick. Here's Adam Schiff explaining why he's not going to back the Republican bill. And look, obviously they're all trying to mimic, influencers and create videos that are what do you call it? Viral. They're trying to make Democrats are trying really hard to make viral videos. Because for some reason, Republicans just have a knack for it. And so now Democrats are trying to catch up. So here is the watermelon head, pencil-necked one, telling you why he's not going to support the Republican-backed continuing resolution.
So is the government shutting down? Well, that depends on Donald Trump and the Republicans.
No. That depends on Senate Democrats on whether or not they're going to block the Republican CR bill that was passed in the House, because Democrats would be blocking that if Democrats block it, then the government shuts down. If the Democrats don't block it, then the government doesn't shut down. Bitch.
The White House, they control the House, they control the Senate. It's really up to them.
No, they don't control the Senate. They have a majority in the Senate, but to pass bills in the Senate, you need 60 votes for cloture. So it wouldn't be because the Republicans control the Senate. It would be because the Democrats are blocking the bill that's on the table.
Now, the risk increased greatly when Republicans decided to send a partisan continuing resolution to the Senate.
A continuance of the Biden, Schumer, Johnson bill or funding of the government.
That lacked any Democratic support.
Doesn't matter. You supported it when Biden was president, bitch.
So what is a continuing resolution or CR?
Oh, what is it?
Let me try to explain. So government funding runs out on Friday.
The production of this is amazing, isn't it? Isn't this special?
At midnight. And in a normal world, what would happen is Democrats and Republicans would pass what's called a clean continuing resolution, a clean CR. That would essentially put the...
Explain what it is. Explain what makes it a clean one, because this is a clean resolution. That's the funny thing about it. They keep pretending it's not.
Government on autopilot with all of the same funding levels that we had for the last several months, for the next several months, until something can be worked out. But that's not what happened here. Here, Republicans passed a partisan resolution.
Did they?
That changed all kinds of funding levels and also...
Based on the realities of what parts of government are gone now? Well, maybe.
Stripped Congress of the ability to overturn the Trump tariffs that are wrecking our economy. So that passed on a narrow 2-vote
wrecking our
margin in the
economy?
House, and now it's here in the Senate.
Show me something.
And it doesn't have the votes. So this particular...
Oh, wait. No. But it doesn't have the votes because Democrats are voting against it. Not because Republicans are voting against it. Other than Thomas Massey, who voted against it on principle, which I respect. Everyone else is going to vote. So it depends on if Democrats vote on it.
The resolution would last for 6 months, and it gives Donald Trump 6 months to continue wrecking the government, continue cutting off funds.
Yes, that's what I that's what I voted for.
Social Security office.
Whoa. Did he say closing Social Security offices?
Donald Trump 6 months to continue wrecking the government, continue cutting off funding, continue closing Social Security offices.
What Social Security offices has he closed? Have you heard about that yet? Because that would be some big news. That would be actual news.
Continuing layoff of veterans and the layoff of firefighters.
Oh! So here's their new ploy too. Okay, so when he says laying off veterans, laying off firefighters, because some people who work for the federal government happen to be veterans, they're firing veterans. I'm sure some of those veterans can find jobs in the private sector. Probably not too difficult because, veterans are generally disciplined and, have have real life work experience. Usually it's killing people, not killing people, but learning how to kill people, but whatever. And what firefighters is he laying off? What firefighters is he laying off? Pencil-necked one?
Essentially gives him another...
That's again, so they love using little bullshit emotional arguments that are not logical arguments. They love their emotional arguments. They want you to feel the pain of these poor veterans and these poor firefighters. That, yes, people get laid off. Guess what? A lot of firefighters are volunteer firefighters, for example, in the United States. Now, they may work for another company, right? They might say, like he might work at a gas station or something, but he's a volunteer firefighter. And volunteer firefighters, even though they're volunteers, they get paid. But at least where I live, they do. Even though they're volunteers, they still get paid for doing it, but they're volunteer firefighters. And sometimes a volunteer firefighter might get fired from his job at the gas station. Oh my God, you laid off a firefighter? See what I did there? That's kind of how this is going. Anyway.
Year to continue all the destructive actions he's taking now.
It is so performative, though. He's in 3 different settings. He's going, this is a total influencer video.
What we should do
is kick you in your nuts.
Short term that will allow members of Congress to agree on setting regular funding levels for every part of the government and to insist that they be observed by the president, not that we continue to have these illegal impoundments of money.
Illegal? That's a big word there, Adam. So anyway, fuck Adam Schiff. Shifty Shift. All right, real quick, let me go back and do something that I should have done before. I want to thank all the people who have tweeted out the show. Let's go through the roundup now that I've had some time to get a few of these up here. First of all, thank you to the people who retweeted my announcement. Man Squatch, Dark Horse Rising, Amazing Disgrace, Resolute Germ, Somnambule Nation, and K. Shull, Miss Kirsten Shull. Also JB with the Let's Go with a bonsai. We got, who is this? Oh my gosh. Disco Inferno, the daily wrestling Let's Go. Disco Inferno, I haven't seen that one in a long time. Also, Cats in Rocket Ships, that's awesome. Happy Pi Day from CG. Somnambul Nation with the from Under the Cherry Moon. You didn't think I'd recognize that, did you? I'm a Prince fan. I know that's. I live in Minnesota. I have to be a Prince fan. And then Somnambul Nation, of course, tweeting out the show because sometimes I forget. So thank you very much. Good morning, by the way. Patio furniture's in the house. Anyone else show up while I was not paying attention over here? Anyway. And also, good morning, GunFox61, first sponsor of the show, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar. It says, let's see, U.S. News Kennedy Space Center Crew 10 launched try number 2 to bring Crew 9 back. Trying tonight around 7 p.m. DST. Crew 9 to land next week. It's a Hamilton, and it's in the link, so let's do this. We're going to hijack the show briefly. Thank you, GunFox. I appreciate you, and welcome to the show, of course. Also, Lunatic's in the house, your internet's favorite lunatic. Welcome. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the link you meant to send me? What? That's okay. Okay. Oh, I see. That's world news. This is the news he sent me. And then he said, okay. I'm like, that has nothing to do with the Kennedy Space Center. Well, first of all, okay, so U.S. News Kennedy Space Center Crew 10. Oh, so they're going to try to get those people back, right? Number 2. 10 launch try number 2 to bring back Crew 9 back. Try tonight around 7 p.m. DST, Crew 9 to land next. Okay. All right. So that's U.S. news. And then this, oh my gosh. I was like, this had nothing to do with space. So GunFox is apparently there's some fierce protests in Bangladesh as an 8-year-old victim of SA has died. Ooh, that's terrible. By the way, thank you. You are. Oh, and I did the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. Warning, this article contains details some readers may find distressing. Okay, I'll have to make it YouTube friendly, I guess. We'll see how YouTube. The title alone is not YouTube friendly. So, an 8-year-old child who was, in Bangladesh died of her injuries on Thursday, setting off fierce protests around the country. The girl was that terrible, awful thing that happened to her while visiting her elder sister's house in the city of Magura sometime between the night of March 5th and the following morning, according to a case filed by her mother. The elder sister, 18-year-old... Oh, my God! Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Never mind. The elder sister's 18-year-old husband, along with his parents and brother, were arrested and placed on remand. On Thursday night, after hearing news of the child's death, an angry mom descended on the house where the incident is alleged to have taken place, setting it on fire, burn that shit down. Good God. The girl died about 1300, like 1 p.m. local time, on Thursday after suffering 3 cardiac arrests, according to a statement by the government's Inner Services Public Relations Department. Although doctors managed to stabilize the condition twice, the heart failed to restart after the 3rd episode. She had spent 6 days in critical condition at Combined Military Hospital in the capital of Dhaka after being admitted on the March 8th. I thought my daughter would survive, her mother said following the girl's death. According to local media, if she made it through, I would have never let her go anywhere alone again. The girl's body was taken back to Magura in an Army helicopter, which landed in the local stadium around 1800, 6 p.m., to fierce protests. Ayub Ali, officer in charge of Magura Sadar police station, said that the authorities have struggled to bring the situation under control. According to local news outlet The Daily Star, thousands of people gathered in the public square in Magura for the girl's namazi janazah, an Islamic funeral prayer, before she was laid to rest at 7:30 p.m. The absentee funeral was also held for the girl at Dhaka University, the nation's capital, following a protest march by speeches by female students. Many protesters demanded that the government expedite justice for R-word victims, as in sexual assault, and reform laws related to women and children's safety. Protesters called for greater clarity around the legal definition of what constitutes that in Bangladesh, which they said were currently ambiguous. The trial of that and murder case is expected to begin within the next 7 days, according to legal advisor Asif Nazrul. DNA sample collection has been completed. We hope to get a report within the next 5 days. He told the press briefing at the Secretariat on Thursday, adding that the statements had already been taken from 12 to 13 people. Good God. Good God. The violation of minors is punishable by death in Bangladesh. As per law that was passed in 2020, the introduction of that law followed a series of high-profile sexual violence cases, including the brutal gang assault on a 37-year-old woman that was filmed and spread on social media. Okay, what the fuck? Good God. Oh, my gosh. Why doesn't this let me dismiss these anyway? Less than a week after the violation of the young girl in Magura, media reports emerged of at least 3 more cases around the same age in different parts of Bangladesh. In some cases, the accused were neighbors of the victims, while others were close relatives. So, you know, I don't like, that's enough. I don't like this wherever it happens. But God bless it. That's just, I hate shit like that, man. Okay. Thanks, Good Fox. Put on a happy face. Oh, God. All right. Where are we at? We did that one. We already talked about Chuck the Smarmy Prick Schumer. Oh, okay. Because then I have a couple other videos, or at least a couple other things that were just prominent on the X, the app formerly known as Twitter. And this one's annoying. Laverne Cox, probably the most famous transgender actress around. Well, this is really weird, and it's going to start up conversations that we probably don't need to have, but someone said, play it anyway.
And there's been a rise in anti-Semitism all over the country right now, and it's disgusting and it's horrible. People should know that one of the first things that the Nazis did, and I think it was in 1933, was they burned Magnus Hirschfeld's Gender for Sexuality. Magnus Hirschfeld was studying trans people, LGBTQ people. Lily Elby, who the Danish Girl, the film The Danish Girl was about, she had her first gender-affirming procedure at Magnus Hirschfeld's clinic. The Nazis burned it down. All of this research. And there were...
So, I don't know why Laverne here is tying anti-Semitism to... I understand, yes, the Nazis were anti this experimentation they were doing. But tying it to anti-Semitism, I don't understand. So anyway, what this is... Transgender Laverne Cox on MSNBC. We need to stop anti-Semitism in order to protect transgenders because Jews invented transgenderism. Well, that clinic did. So anyway, that's just weird. I'm all for stopping anti-Semitism, but the idea that Jews invented transgenderism is a bizarre and misleading claim. No group of people invented gender ideology. It's a deception that crept into society over time. No, gender ideology was who was the big founder of gender ideology? The Germans. In fact, the Germans were doing experiments on people. Like the Mengele, some of his experiments were really fucking weird. Anyway, I don't know why that became prominent, but it was. Wasn't Goebbels, who was well known as a cross-dresser? Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some Nazi cross-dressers and shit too. So that's a really weird claim to make by Laverne Cox. And then the other one that caught my eye, this is the one that Swamp Fox Ghost sent me. Actually, in Puerto Rico sent me the Adam Schiff clip. Well, this happened. There is a UN judge, United Nations judge, one-time Columbia University professor, human rights fellow, found guilty of slavery. What? UN judge guilty of forcing a woman to work as a slave. A United Nations judge has been convicted of forcing a young woman to work as a slave. Prosecutors say Lynn Mungabi took advantage of her status over her victim by preventing her from holding down steady employment while forcing her to work as her maid and provide child care for free. The 49-year-old who is a high court judge, also a high court judge in Uganda, was found guilty of conspiring to facilitate the commission of a breach of UK immigration law, facilitating travel with a view to exploitation, forcing someone to work, and conspiracy to intimidate a witness. She will be sentenced at Oxford Crown Court on May 2nd. In footage released by Thames Valley Police, Mugambi appeared shocked when an officer said he was arresting her under the Modern Slavery Act. She then had a conversation with the officer in which she said, "I am a judge in my country, and I even have immunity. I am not a criminal." Asked to reaffirm that she had immunity, Mugambi told the officer, "Yes, I have a diplomatic passport." The conversation ended with the defendant saying, "I came here as a student. I don't need anyone to work for me." Anyway, so, yeah, not good. Not good. No more. No. We don't do slavery no more. Stop it. Moving on, Trump's tariffs threaten alcohol. Oh, this is funny. So, a lot of people are talking about champagne because of this particular story. So this is the trending topic. Trump tariffs threaten European alcohol amid legal confusion over champagne. Now, only legal confusion if you don't understand how the alcohol industry works, the booze and wine and all that industry works. So former President Donald Trump has threatened to impose a 200% tariff on wine, champagne, and other alcoholic imports from the European Union in retaliation to the EU's proposed tariffs on American whiskey. And they continue, this move could significantly impact both American consumers and European exporters, highlighting tensions in international trade relations. Okay? Now, but there has also been noted irony and confusion over the threat, since champagne is legally defined as originating from France's Champagne region, rendering any mention of boosting U.S. champagne industry inaccurate. Now, so they decided to go after Trump because of this, right? And here's what he wrote. The European Union, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which was formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States, has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, the U.S. will shortly place a 200% tariff on all wines, champagnes, and alcoholic products coming out of France and other EU-represented countries. This will be great for the wine and champagne business in the U.S. Now, so people are taking a dump on Donald Trump for saying, oh, this will be great for the wine and champagne business in the U.S. And so, for example, this guy says 200% tariff on wine? Yeah, we're winning every single suburban House seat in 2026. No, because very few Americans regularly buy French wines. Extremely rare. I mean, people buy wines from California, people buy wines from Chile, people buy wines from every other place but France, because French wines are ridiculously expensive for the most part. Now, and then some people are shooting Donald Trump. This Trump-hating wombat here, got to use that term again. Hello, Selecta Boy. Yeah, this person, champagne is exclusively produced in the Champagne region of France, and the term champagne is legally protected. There are no champagne businesses in the U.S. This is the same man eliminating the Department of Education. Okay, bitch, shut the actual fuck up, okay? Here's what, in the United States, even though champagne is a legal term, can only be produced in the Champagne region of France, champagne is just sparkling wine, okay? Sparkling wine is produced in many regions of the world, in the United States, in Chile, and wherever they have white grapes, okay? Americans use the word champagne the same way we use the word Kleenex. That tissue you take from Puffs, when someone says, hand me a Kleenex, and someone grabs a tissue out of the Puffs box, they're talking about facial tissue. Even though, because Kleenex is a brand, it's not technically Kleenex. Or the great value shit you get from Walmart that rubs like sandpaper after a while. So that's hand me a Kleenex, they'll hand you that one too. Even if you don't have Kleenex brand. Well, in the United States, when Americans say champagne, they're not talking about the official legal definition of champagne. They're talking about sparkling wine. So, for example, what did I laughed. What did I write to this guy? Hang on a second. Let me find it. Because some dickhead was saying something about kind of to that effect. What was it? Because I'm trying to think of the brand that I used. Oh, so for example, that bottle of Andre that you got, okay? When people have a New Year celebration in the United States, they come and buy a case of Andre, that really shitty American sparkling wine. They say they're buying champagne, but if you buy Andre, you're not technically buying champagne. You're buying sparkling wine. So, so for example, most of the sparkling wine sold in the United States, or champagne, is actually sparkling wine produced in the United States. So we use the term like Kleenex, and so Donald Trump used the term like Kleenex. So many people, Trump the genius is about to place a 200% tax on Guinness the week of St. Patrick's Day. Hey, shitbag. All the Guinness that you'll be drinking on St. Patrick's Day has been here for about a month. It's already here, dipshit. It's not. So anyway, all these people saying, oh, he's so dumb. He said American champagne, American sparkling wine. What's the one that doesn't, what's his name? Didn't PDD have a champagne? Is that Ciroc or something like that? I think that's an American sparkling wine, isn't it? Or is that French? Anyway, it's very stupid. It's a stupid, people are, over the, like all you motherfuckers, like, oh, the legal definition of champagne. I bet you bought some California Prosecco for your Bloody Mary, or not your Bloody Marys, for your mimosas. And you probably called it champagne. So anyway, Moscato. I see that reaction from Puerto Rico. And Guinness is brewed by Baltimore Brewing. Yeah, and most of the Guinness you get in the United States is brewed here anyway. So there's no tariff on it. Dumbasses. All right, moving on. How far am I at? Oh, I got to do Q&A. Oh, and we already talked about the judge that ordered reinstatement of federal workers. Was that? Oh, this is a federal judge, William Alsup, has issued an order for the Trump administration to reinstate thousands of probationary federal employees across 6 agencies who were previously terminated. The ruling comes after lawsuits alleging that the dismissals were unlawful. You know what's funny about that? No, those were not unlawful. The probationary employees, you can let them go for any reason whatsoever if they were probationary. But so the judges are basically deciding that they are the executive branch and gets to choose who is hired and who is fired. You were talking about that constitutional crisis. I think that's not going to make it through the Supreme Court. I mean, yeah, federal judges just ordered 6 federal agencies to reinstate thousands of probationary employees terminated by the president after being suggested by DOJ. Apparently, the president is no longer in control of the executive branch. Rogue judges are. That's spot on. That's gonna get killed. That's some Article 2 shit right there. That's some basic shit. Some activist judge decided that they're going to reinstate these employees, especially the probationary ones. You don't have to keep them. Sorry, you don't. Half of them were hired just before Biden left office. We don't have to keep them. All right, and then and also in a big note of demagoguery, if you didn't know, there was a plane that caught on fire yesterday at the Denver airport. March 13th, American Airlines Boeing 737-800 flight A1006 from Colorado Springs caught fire at the Denver International Airport. The incident led to the evacuation of all 178 passengers. onto the wing with 12 individuals requiring hospitalization. Emergency service responded promptly, and the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the cause. Now, it's amazing. Another airplane incident that gets publicized on X. And of course, what do all the lefties do? Well, let's see how Ed Krasenstein reported this. Breaking: an American Airlines plane caught fire at Denver International Airport, forcing passengers running. Why does it seem like airline safety is plummeting under Trump? Maybe it's because he's making cuts to airline safety. Ed, the reason it seems like airline safety is plummeting under Trump is because since that one plane crash, every incident that ever happens is publicized. Do you know what? Accidents like these are half of what they were a year ago. So airline safety is not plummeting. But since you look at the average amount of incidents, and they're like half what they were in the past years. And that has nothing to do with Trump either. It's just how it is. And yes, they need to figure out airline safety issues. But it has nothing to do with anything the Trump administration has done in the hang on, here we go. Siri, how many days has it been since January 20th, 2025? We are a total of 52 days into the Trump administration. They haven't made enough changes to really affect anything other than gas prices. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, putting a small bullet in the tip jar, $2.23. By the way, it's $5 Friday. If you can spare $5, drop it in the tip jar, and I'll read whatever you write. Anyway, for fuck's sakes, Boeing has been having issues with planes for years. This is not a new thing. Exactly! Thank you for sponsoring the show, sir. I appreciate you. So, let's see. I'm going to skip through some of the ones who are not demagoguing this. And there's Brian Krasenstein, Ed Krasenstein's uglier identical twin brother. Breaking: an American Airlines plane just caught fire at the Denver airport. I'm sorry, but these incidents certainly seem to be happening more following the government shakeups at the FAA and TSA. TSA? What the fuck does the TSA have to do with a plane on the tarmac, you moron? The TSA has nothing to do with airplane mechanics and safety on the ground. The TSA makes sure that no terrorists come through your fucking plane lines, you moron. Coincidence or irresponsible government? No, because you assholes publicize every single plane incident that happens when they happen about the same rate or less, or no, they're happening at a same or less rate than they have been in years. So, yeah, my God, it's crazy. It is just crazy. And again, lots of people love this, blame this on Trump, though. Let's see. Is this one blaming it on Trump? Probably. Breaking: American Airlines plane erupts in flames at Denver airport. Passengers evacuating chaos. This isn't normal. An American Airlines plane just got fired at the Denver International Airport. Passengers were forced to evacuate onto the wing as flames of thick smoke poured from the aircraft. Emergency crews scrambled to contain the blaze. Something is seriously wrong with airline safety right now. Yeah, like AD said, you mean all the problems Boeing has been having with planes over the last few years? First, planes are losing doors mid-flight. Now they're spontaneously catching fire in the tarmac, and yet they keep telling us everything is fine. On average, yeah, but you know what? I bet you're scaring people now because you hyper promote every incident that happens. Now this sucks. This absolutely sucks. And we do have a problem. Obviously, Boeing has been having major problems. But when did that start happening? Because we had a record number of incidents last year compared to the last 20. So now who was president and who was the transportation secretary and who was in charge of all that shit the last 4 years? Because incidents rose during the Biden administration. Am I blaming Joe Biden himself? Not necessarily. But it's kind of crazy that you try to demagogue this, making it having something to do with the current president. Oh, well, he gutted airline safety. No, he didn't. Here's at CBS News, and of course, all the big ones are traded. But here, Republicans against Trump. Breaking: an American Airlines plane just caught fire at Denver International Airport. What the hell is going on with these plane incidents since Trump took office? They seem to forget all the incidents from last year. It's amazing. Since Trump came into office, where have you been the last 2 years? So anyway, just get used to that bullshit. All right, I do have some articles open, but I'm not going to get to them because we're going to do Friday Q&A. But first, let me just give you some headlines. Representative Andy Biggs calls for the FBI to investigate Democrat donor platform over suspicious transactions. Uh-oh! A referral about Act Blue. And holy shit, I'm very curious myself. I'd like to know how many foreign donations Act Blue has been getting on these Visa. Well, they used to get them on Visa gift cards, but they found after about 2 years investigation, they realized that anybody could donate via Visa gift card, and they finally said we're not going to accept those anymore. But we still have a lot of places where all these people who supposedly gave multiple donations through Act Blue, and they find out that it's like some old grandma on a fixed income gave $11,000 to Democrats last year through Act Blue, and she doesn't even have $11,000 to give. So Andy Biggs called for the Federal Bureau of Investigation to investigate Democratic National Committee's donor platform Act Blue over suspicious donations. In a letter addressed to the FBI Director Kash Patel, Biggs noted that the Treasury Department under former President Joe Biden had discovered hundreds of suspicious transactions with Act Blue reported by banks, according to Fox News. Biggs' letter cited concerns that Act Blue had been used to skirt the integrity of federal campaign finance laws. Oh, really? We're finally going to notice this? Good. It's long overdue. Oh, by the way, good morning, Big Dave and Jethro Hetero. Nice to have you here. Here, I'll put this at the end, and we'll just make that so you can see the aggregator. I'll leave it in here because I just like doing that now. Also, Washington Free Beacon, apparently a left-wing group, Indivisible, has told local activists, we will reimburse your Doge protest expenses, including chicken suits. Indivisible is a left-wing group behind the Red District Town Hall protest targeting Elon Musk Doge. And they're providing local activists with a reimbursement program to cover certain expenses associated with opposing what it calls the Trump-Musk coup, including among the reimbursements items are chicken suits, according to Indivisible's co-executive director. So a lot of these protests people are being paid to be there. Why is this here? There, close that. Daily Wire, Maxine Waters claims Trump is trying to start a civil war. Well, look, good morning, Roasted Opinions and Dom O'Leary. Look, if anyone would know that Trump was trying to start a civil war, it might be Maxine Waters, because she was around during the first one. She made the highly inflammatory remarks while speaking at a press conference for the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once. He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, there could be a civil war. Oh my God, they're going to that quote. That's not what he said, you dumb bitch. Anyway, you can read that article yourself. I'm not even going to entertain it. Senator Jeff Merkley from Democrat from Oregon. When I saw that, I almost said Senator Jeff Merkin, if you know what a Merkin is. said on Thursday on CNN's The Arena that his fellow Democrats need to take on President Trump. He claimed the best time was to take on a tyrant as early as possible. Oh, they're calling him a tyrant. Shocker. Hello, GDSOB. What's up? Anyway, you can watch that one. I'm not going any more on that. Also, in Breitbart's, Soros-backed Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate Susan Crawford defends light sentencing for a pedophile during a debate. I'm probably not supposed to say that word on here either. Let's see what she said here.
In 2020, you did sentence a child sex offender to 4 years in prison after prosecutors requested 10. Do you
catch that? Catch that? I'll play it again. This is what she did.
In
Hi,
2020,
Eagle.
you did sentence a child sex offender to 4 years in prison after prosecutors requested 10. Do you regret that sentence?
Yes, I don't regret that sentence.
Okay. I hate when people pull quotes and don't put the entire answer. I wanted to know if she had a legal foundation for doing that. But on the other hand, whether it be a guy or girl, FTG to that child sex offender, fuck them. Throw away the key, in my opinion. But I would like to have heard the rest of the answer, because I hate it when they do it to Trump. I hate it when other people do it. Just FYI. Legal insurrection. Washington bill could allow early release for juvenile killers if they didn't kill more than 2 people. Oh my God. What the fuck? Seattle, Washington radio host Jason Rance reported that the state lawmakers are set to vote on Senate Bill 5266 S2, which could grant early parole to individuals who committed murder before turning 18, provided that they did not kill more than 2 people. Well, red line is 2 people, huh? Additionally, the state would offer rental vouchers to new parolees. I suppose you don't want parolees to be homeless. According to Rance, this legislation would allow juvenile offenders to petition the Indeterminate Sentence Review Board for early release upon reaching the age of 24, provided they meet specific criteria. Those convicted of 3 or more murder offenses must serve at least 20 years before petitioning. So as long as you only killed 2 people, you could get early parole. Great. Daily Caller. Victor Davis Hanson flags possible error that could be cause for reversal in Trump's E. Jean Carroll case. Which thing? There's so many things in that. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but if you'd like to know the details, Hanson, discussed the settlement in Trump's defamation case against the network following host George Stephanopoulos' claim during a live segment of the show that Trump was liable for grapes. Well, George Stephanopoulos gave an interview, and I think on 11 occasions he said Donald Trump committed the act. In the E. Jean Carroll civil suit, she alleged that she was sexually attacked by him. The jury found that he did not commit grape, but that he had there was a likelihood he committed sexual assault. Oh, a likelihood? So because he was never convicted for any of these things. They just gave her a defamation judgment. Let's see. Judge Kaplan, as I remember his name, had misspoken and said, well, somebody had corrected him or reminded him that he had never been convicted of the act. And he said, what's the difference? Or something along that line. And that, I think, will be a cause for reversal because that's up on appeal. Oh, I didn't know that part. Okay, so he basically, in front of the jury, said, well, what's the difference? The judge basically showed pre-existing prejudice that if the judge knew that the jury had not found or was not considering grape, and yet he said publicly that they were indistinguishable, then that's what's going to be appealed. Well, sure, that's improper. So that's what he found in the case. There's a few more. Trump threatens to impose 200% tariffs on wine and champagne. We already did. Breitbart, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says all hands on deck from all areas of government in Trump's administration effort to bring down inflation and help affordability. Well, yeah, start cutting your reckless spending. And then this is the article that Gunfox sent me. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your favorite part of the week. Well, some of you. It's Friday Q&A. That was anticlimactic. Now, unfortunately, the first question is, I can't see it because of the banner here. And I wish I could, but I can't. And I don't even remember who put it up there. So, and was it, who put the first question in the chat? Was it JB? Anyway, if you put the first question in the chat, the one that I can't see here above the spaces, type in the regular chat and put first in capital letters and then whatever the question was. Because you know you were the first one. I think it was Kara Soldier who put it up there. Maybe it was JB. I don't know who put it up there. But if you had the first question, rewrite it in the regular chat and I'll read it from there. So the first question I will honor today is the one I can see. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, for dropping spaces in the links today. So it comes from Mrs. Hayes, who said, did you know wombats have strong arses and try to twerk predators to death that invade their den? No, I did not know that wombats would twerk people to death. There's a few women who would twerk you to death. Mrs. Hayes with the second question says, why do we park on a driveway and drive on a parkway? Well, in Old English, drive actually meant to park and park actually meant to drive. I don't know. It's a dumb thing that we do in English languages. Avocados Diablo says, if you're in a store and a midget is trying to reach an item on the top shelf, is it more insulting to get it for them or to lift them up so they can get it themselves? Well, I always ask, do you need a lift? Because I am vertically gifted. Or I'll just say, hey, need some help with that? If you don't, and if they tell me to fuck off, I just kick them over. Okay, Mrs. Hayes asks, what is race car spelled backwards? Well, of course it's race car, because it's a, what do you call that? What do you call it when it goes both the same ways? Bisexual? No, I mean, what do you call it when a word, you can read it both ways into the same fucking word? Somebody tell me that in the chat. All right. Let's see. Moving on. Avocados Diablo asks, have you ever considered you may have misunderstood enough episodes that you have already passed episode? Oh, misnumbered. Oh, no, because I went back. I go back and check my numbers like once a week just to make sure I didn't misnumber them. Palindrome. Thank you. A palindrome. That's good. So no, it will be episode 1500. I usually go back and fix them because I do that all the time. I forget to change the episode number. So I have gone back more than once to make sure that my episode numbers are correct. Avocados Diablo asks, if we celebrated Holi in the U.S., how long do you think it would be till they shut it down because someone with asthma bitched about it? Oh, 10 minutes. It'd be after the first one. And I would say to those people with asthma, hey, it's Holi. Stay indoors. Avocados Diablo asks, if you were retarded, what do you mean if? If you were retarded, what would you use it to get away with that you cannot get away with being not retarded? I couldn't tell you. I've already explained it. Avocados Diablo asks, Quincy Jones or Isaac Hayes? Ooh. Quincy Jones just has such an extraordinary book. And like Quincy Jones, did you know Quincy Jones did the Austin Powers theme? Oh, behave. Anyway, yeah, Quincy Jones, prolific. Well, so is Isaac Hayes, but not quite as prolific. Because, look, it's tough. It's tough. When you go Quincy Jones, Isaac Hayes, the first thing that comes to mind with Isaac Hayes is, who is the man who lives his life for another man? Shaft. You're damn right. Gotta love me some Isaac Hayes. Anyway, Avocado Diaby says, what is the best marsupial to use as a weapon? Oh, fucking kangaroos, man. Kangaroos will fuck you up. They're mean and they're nasty and they're built like, bodybuilders, and they kick you with those big ass feet. Kangaroos, man. They're definitely the best weapon. But you have to be careful because if they turn on you, then they'll mess you up. Anyway, Lord Stanham asks, what species of creature is least deserving of life? I mean, what is the purpose of slugs? They fuck up a lot of shit. Like worms are important, but slugs, I don't know. I'm gonna say slugs. I'm sure there's some creatures like way down in the deepest parts of the ocean that we've never seen before that, fuck them. Who cares? We're never going to see them anyway. But slugs, man. Oh, mosquitoes. Oh, mosquitoes too. Okay. When I hear Isaac Hayes, all I can think of is chocolate salty balls. Yeah, that too. Okay. Lord Stanham asks, if a creature dies from being stressed out, did it ever deserve life? Look, there's some humans who die of being stressed out. So yes. Okay. JB asks, did you know that Sicilians are spawned from black people? Well, yeah, because, look, here's the thing. All those Mediterranean cultures, look, I don't think people thought of race back in like those times at all. And everybody was fucking everybody. They didn't care. And when the Moors kind of took over part of the southern part of Italy and Spain, that's why people in Italy and Spain, they ended up starting getting dark and shit. So yeah, of course, the Moors made their way all the way up into other parts of Europe too. And then, eventually were, kind of sent back. But those motherfuckers, they didn't care. They just, whoever they can find. And I don't mean punching. Well, kind of punching if you use the word in a very interesting way. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Think about it. I'm not going to go into that anymore. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're in the Avocado Sally asks, have you ever woke? Oh God, here's one of these ever woke up questions. Brace yourself. Have you ever woke up hanging from your ankles in a meat locker, dressed up like a rainbow bright with the entire text of Atlas Shrugged tattooed on your scrotum in really tiny letters? My God, could you imagine the swelling of that would cause? No, I have not. And don't get any fucking ideas. Lord Stanham asks, of all the people on our side, who would you think is a real racist? Well, look, first of all, if they're real racist, they're not on our side. You know what I mean? Follow me here. So, for example, like you got Nick Fuentes. Although I think he's a performative racist. I wonder if he's really racist. Because I know he's sucked a few black dicks. I'm just saying. So but yeah, if you're a real racist, you're not on my side. Because our side says fuck the real racists. Fuck those guys. No, you ain't on my side, so fuck it. Hello, Unacceptable Views, my other favorite Canadian. Okay, where was I? Avocado Diablo, if there were a hole with a sign that said, under no circumstances should anyone stick their dick in this, would you consider it, since that would be a bit suspicious to do if it wasn't a good time? Look, I'm not sticking my thing into anything that I didn't have a good idea what it was in the first place. Sorry, no, hell to the nizzo. Lord Stanham asks, did you know the original lineup for Black Sabbath, formed in 1968, is all alive, though 3 replacements died? The original lineup for Motorhead, formed in 1977, is all dead. That's a factoid that I did not know. Although, yeah, I suppose, yeah, Black Sabbath, they're all still alive. Interesting. Lord Sando asks, you said the federal budget is $6 trillion. What did they get for $6 trillion? Fuck. That's my answer. JB asks, do you know what terpenes are? If not, they're awesome. Well, let's look it up. Terpenes? Is that like, is that the island south of Japan where the Japanese live? Yeah, oh, by the way. Okay, terpenes. Let's see. Cannabis terpenes. What are they and how they work? Terpenes are part of the equation when it comes to determining cannabis's effects. We break down the limit of research. Okay, it's a measurement, isn't it? Is that what you're talking about? It's a measurement of how high you get from cannabis. Terpenes. I'm going to leave this in the links. Here it is. Terpenes are naturally occurring chemical. Oh, I see. No, they're okay. Terpenes are naturally occurring chemical compounds found in plants and some animals. They're responsible for the aromas, flavors, and even the colors associated with various types of vegetation. While nearly all plants contain terpenes, some of the more common sources people encounter include aromatic herbs like sage and thyme, citrus fruits, and cannabis. So it's not just cannabis. They can also be processed into produce products like cleaning solvents, pesticides, and dyes. Oh, you meant terpenes? Well, this says this. Look, it spells Terpenes. Is that what you meant, or terpenes? I don't know what the fucking terpene is. Chemical in weeds. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, they can be chemical in weeds too. All right, next, move on. Avocado, because there's a lot of questions left. I better get through this quicker. Okay, Avocado Sally says, if Vanilla Ice and Marky Mark got into a knife fight back in a back alley in Toledo, who would win and what would it be over? Well, here's the thing. It depends on if you mean now or then. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I would guess that, I mean, here's the thing about Marky Mark and Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was a suburban kid. I don't know how many fights he got into when he was young. He probably learned something, and as he got older. And Marky Mark was like a strong little dude. He's always weightlifting and shit. I think Marky Mark would fuck Vanilla Ice up. What would it be over? What would it be over? What would it be over? Vanilla Ice rudely grabbed the last piece of corned beef on St. Patrick's Day. And Marky Mark said, motherfucker, I'm from Boston. I'm from Boston, motherfucker. You don't take the last corned beef on St. Patrick's Day unless you ask if anyone wants that piece of corned beef. Do you understand that? You shouldn't do that. I can't do a Marky Mark imitation, Mark Wahlberg, because he's really, I don't know. I've got to say, yes, why do Congress people keep doing these videos where they are walking down hallways as they speak like they are trying to look like they have somewhere to be when we all know they don't? Because they're trying to act like influencers. They're so fucking phony. It's just this performative bullshit, and people know it. I mean, they just look stupid doing it. JB, part 1, you're in a room with 2 doors, one leading to freedom and the other leading to certain death. Each door is guarded by one person. One always tells the truth, and the other always lies with yes or no. Part 2, how do you escape? I think you asked, isn't the question you ask, are you lying? If you ask someone who always lies, are you lying? They would have to say yes. And the person who is telling the truth? Are you lying? Would have to say no. That's the only way you can answer those questions. I think, is that right? Something like that. Anyway, JB says, did my riddle question work? 250 characters were not quite enough. Well, they were in sequence, so there you go. Avocados Diablo, what is your favorite guilty pleasure band you listen to, but would otherwise not admit you were not being asked right now? Okay, my favorite guilty pleasure band. It depends on what era. Like in the 70s, you know what my favorite guilty pleasure band was that you really probably shouldn't admit that you liked? Tony DeFranco and the DeFranco Family. I don't know why I liked that song, not Abracadabra. Well, both the songs, Heartbeat is a Love Beat and all that, and Abracadabra and those. I like that band, and that was guilty pleasure. Now, in some circles, Kiss would be my favorite guilty pleasure, but nowadays it's not uncool to like Kiss. But there was a long time when it was not cool to like Kiss. I mean, the Kiss people liked Kiss, but nobody else liked them. But I thought when I was a kid, I was a closet Kiss fan. So there's two. I give you two: Kiss and Tony DeFranco, the DeFranco Family. All right, Avocados Diablo, if you were a professional wrestler, what would your signature move be? And would you be a heel or a face? I don't know what the signature move would be. I think it'd be much more fun to be a heel and fuck with the crowd all the time. I think that'd be fun. Being a baby face, it's just, I mean, it's cool and you get recognition, but being a really good heel, like when The Undertaker was still kind of a heel, but then people liked the fact that he was a heel, that was cool. Avocados Diablo, how big of a boombox did you own in the 80s? Did you go with a practical size or did you go overboard? Oh, I went overboard. Do I have anything in here that I could? I had a boombox. It was about this wide and about this tall, and the handle went all the way across it, so you could hold it anywhere in the handle. Sometimes you could hang it at an angle, or you hold it in the middle. And yeah, I had a gigantic boombox. I don't know why. It was stupid. But hey, my boombox was also my home stereo. So I could take my home stereo wherever I could go. Lars Stand-Up, Laverne Cox is a man who wants to be a woman. Why did he rename himself Cox? I was thinking that when I first saw that story. I'm like, it's kind of ironic that you're transgender, but you name yourself Cox. How many D cells? Mine took 12. 12. Yeah, mine was 12 D cell battery boombox. Yeah, it's ironic that Laverne Cox named Laverne Cox, changed their name to Cox. That's so fucking ironic. Avocados Diablo, would you ever wear a tuxedo covered in rhinestones to go to a funeral? Well, if I was around during Elvis's time, I might have, but no, I would not. Lord Stand-Up, Prosecco or champagne? I'm not a fan of either. There's some mildly dry, sparkly wines that I'll drink, but I'm not a big champagne. I'm not a big sparkling wine person either way. Lord Stand-Up, do you remember wine coolers? And were they any good? I do remember wine coolers. Do they make any wine coolers anymore? I know they make the White Claws, the sparkling, whatever those things are. I do remember wine coolers, like Bartles and James. They had different flavors. They were okay, but I was never big on the wine coolers. That was kind of a girl thing. Okay. Lord Stand-Up, have you ever had champagne? And what was your opinion? I think I had champagne once. That was big in the 70s and 80s. I mean, it was basically just beer. That'd be something Billy D. Williams would drink, Champagne. The champagne of beers or some shit like that. Avocado salad, what type of mustard makes the best lube? Yellow or spicy? I mean, obviously, deli or Dijon is out because of the mustard seeds in it. Yeah, no, I'm not using mustard for lube, period. Because there's a lot of vinegar in mustard, and if you scratch yourself, ooh, that would hurt. Laura Santa, why don't they have more sparkling red wines? There are some still. I mean, there are some sparkling red wines. But yeah, not really a big thing. Selected Boy, when you met the love of your life, have you ever told her, I'll put so much light in your life it'll make the roaches scatter. No, because I didn't grow up with roaches, but that's a good line. If you're in the hood. Lord Stand-Up, why did we never have malt liquor sommeliers? Because malt liquor is disgusting. It really is. Oh my God, how many fucking questions are left here? Okay, no more questions, please. Because I gotta go lightning round. I can't even finish these. There's a shit ton of questions. All right, this is lightning round. Where am I at? All right, avocado salad. What type of mustard? I did that. Why don't they? When do you, okay? Okay, here we go. Selected boy. What kind of gods did the Grassentines pray to? I don't know, but they're already gay. So Tyler Alexander. Whatever the Krabbensteins are smoking, do you know where I could get some? I want to unwind. Well, somewhere in Florida, because I think they live in Orlando, Florida. Lord Stand-Up, will you have a good dinner? I don't know yet, because I have no idea what we're having for dinner. Roasted opinions. Should we create a Karen Award for elected officials? Ooh, yeah, we should. Avocado Stably, are we sure Maxine Water is not already dead? She looks like her skin is already sloughing off, and that can't be good. She's officially not dead, but she kind of is. Avocado Stably, what is the most unnecessary Rubik's puzzle toy? And aren't they only have Rubik's cubes, right? I don't know. Avocado Stably, they should not have cut it off. Oh, you're talking about that video. No, they shouldn't have. Oh shit, that was the wrong chat. Yes, it was. Lord Stand-Up, how long till variations of Doge come to state and local governments? They already are. There's a few states thinking of having their own departments of government efficiency. Avocado Stably, if your big toe became sentient and was using the rest of your body to commit murders while you slept, would you turn it in when you found out? I just might have it removed. I don't know. Lord Stand-Up, will you have a good weekend knowing that Orange King is in charge? Yeah, because there's always entertainment one way or another. JB, what do you do with Drunken Sailor? I don't do anything with the Drunken Sailor, but there's some ladies out there who do. Avocados Diabli. Barry Manilow, question mark. Yeah, his music was okay. I mean, you know. Except he was Bette Midler's pianist or, accompanist when she first started in the scene, and then he kind of went off of that. JB, did you know that Sicilians were spawned by... Wait, we already did that. Might be a repeat. Yes, we did. Avocados Diabli, Leo Sayer or Lou Christie? Who's Lou Christie? I should know that name. I'm not sure, so I'll say Leo Sayer. Larry, is this the last question? No. Select boy. Why is it that people who don't know what they or them even means want to butcher the English language? Because they're fucking attention-seeking whores. Avocados Diabli, have you ever woke up hanging from your ankles in a meat locker dressed like a rainbow's bright? Wait, we already did this one. No! I mean, why are you putting this question up here more times? Stop it. JB, I was quoting True Romance about the Sicilian question. Oh, okay. I still haven't watched it. Okay, I promise to watch it by Monday. Avocados Diabli, did you know the original cast of Shakespeare's first showing of Two Gentlemen of Verona is dead? But the cast of next week's showing of it isn't. But I have to assume that. Dom O'Leary asks, what is the weirdest porn, legal of course, you've heard a friend say they like, and why does it weird you out? You know what? I don't know if they like, but when someone first told me about Two Girls, One Cup, I was like, they did what? Anyway, and it did weird me out. If you have Avocados Diabli, if you've just taken the nastiest shit ever in humanity and there's no toilet paper and no one to get you any, what do you use instead? Whatever towel I can find, and then I'll just wash it later. Avocados Diabli, is this the last question? No, but it's the second to last question, and now we're on the last question of today's Friday Q&A, brought to you by JB, who asked, did my experiment work and I traveled backward in time? So this is now the first question. fail. And then the bonus question, Avocados Diabli, if you do ever wake up in one of these unusual circumstances I bring up, would you believe me when I told you it wasn't me? No. And that's it. That's it. That is it. I am done. No more fucking questions. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in the Morning Night Live. Let me drop these links, and I got to get the fuck out of here because I'm really late now. But yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend. Tomorrow, we're celebrating my granddaughter's 3rd birthday. I am so excited. So happy birthday to baby P-Dog's granddaughter. Or P-Dog's baby granddaughter. Well, she's 3 years old. She'll be 3 years old. She turned 3 yesterday. But we're celebrating with a birthday party tomorrow for my lovely granddaughter. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And so, yes, I will enjoy the weekend. But I'll be back here Monday like I always am. And maybe I'll be able to get these links in the chat. But that's it. I got to go. You all have a wonderful weekend. My name is P-Dog Knight. And I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.